Hello, dear traders. How is everyone doing today? How's your trading been going? My name is Thomas, and I would like to introduce myself and to start today's webinar. So, like I said, my name is Thomas, and I'm an analyst and a trader with OLYMP TRADE. Been trading for 10 plus years. Have experience trading different kinds of assets, different groups of assets, including, of course, FTT, so fixed time trades, forex, stocks, and of course cryptos. So all these things that I been doing all these 10 plus years, and also teaching and passing on my knowledge and my trading strategies to my colleagues and also to you, dear traders. So one thing that I would like to remind you is that it doesn't really matter which kind of asset you trade or which mode you use. You're currently using. It can be stocks, it can be options, it can be fixed time trades, or it can be forex. The underlying principle or the underlying skill that any trader requires is, of course, the ability to analyze charts and to make correct forecasts. So it doesn't really matter which mode of trading. Uh, if you know how to predict where the price will move next, how to read the economic calendar, how to read earnings reports, and things like that, you don't really care which mode of trading you're currently at. So it can be fixed time trades, or it can be options, it can be, well, pretty much any kind of mode of trading, right? There are so many different ones. Now, guys, so please, yeah, I think I'm audible and my screen is visible, so you can share your thoughts, comments in the chat next to the window, next to the webinar window. Um, all right. And the more questions you have, the more interesting our dialogue will be, of course. So, guys, let's start with the first question from Mustafa. So, Thomas, what is the sentiment of euro and GBP, if it exists already, as USD basic dollar index? Okay, so if I understand your question right, okay, guys. So, Mustafa has basically just mentioned the DXY, or basic dollar index. So BDIX, DXY, it goes by different names. And basically this asset, so this chart here, it is an index, right? So what is an index? The basic thing, like, about whenever you see an index, it means that this chart, which has index in the name of that chart, basically it means that it's not just one asset, but it's at least two assets. So index measures a common or a weighted movement of a few assets. So starting with two, right? So two assets and more. So it can be like NASDAQ 100. NASDAQ represents the overall index of the United States tech sector, so high-tech companies. So these high-tech companies, like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and others, like the top 100 largest companies by market capitalization. There are certain agencies that revise the like this or any other index, usually a few times per year, and sometimes they exclude and sometimes they include new components, but the number remains the same. So the Nasdaq 100 represents the top 100 most advanced, biggest, largest, and most profitable. Not necessarily most profitable, but basically, yeah, the largest by market capitalization, usually. Of course, there are sometimes exceptions, but more or less, it represents the most expensive, the most important tech companies of the United States. So we also have S&P 500. So S&P 500, by the 500, you can say that you can actually guess that it represents the top 500 companies of the United States. Then we have CAC or CAC 40, which is the French, the major French index, and it represents top 40 companies, like including Airbus, which is basically located in Marseille. So yeah, Airbus is the main rival of Boeing, and it's the, I don't know which one is bigger, but they are probably approximately the same size. So Boeing and Airbus. Now, and also, yeah, I don't know what other companies they have. Carrefour, maybe. I'm not really familiar with the French index. Then we have DAX, which is the German index. Don't remember how many companies in DAX. I think it's 50, but I might not be mistaken. Haven't checked this information for a long time. Now, so whenever you have index or this basic dollar index, well, basically it means that here we have the value of the United States dollar against some other components. And what are these other components? So these components are 6 different currencies. And they are, of course, okay, so let me just find the picture because probably that would be the most the easiest way to represent this information. So BDIX, basically it represents so more than 50% of it is made from the euro. Then there is the yen, then the pound with 12%, then the Canadian dollar. Somehow it got the, probably historically it has got this Sweden krone, the Swedish krone, and the Swiss franc, which is contains 3.6%. So basically, I would say with the close to 85% correlation, this chart, this index basically shows the strength of the United States dollar against the euro, the Japanese yen, and the Great Britain pound. So basically, it shows how strong it is against those 3 assets. So yes, we have the euro. That is why actually it has a lot of correlation with the euro USD. And of course, okay, so let me do 2 charts here. So euro USD in this. Okay, so talking a little bit of correlation, right? So 7 days here and 7 days here. As you can see, these charts are quite symmetrical, but they have like a different shape, right? So this one goes up and then goes down, and this one on the contrary goes down and then it makes this rebound. So basically why it happens, because here the dollar is in the first place and here the United States dollar remains on the second place. So the euro against the United States dollar, and here we have the United States dollar against those 6 other components. So that is basically the logic behind this the asset. And so probably my view about it, well, you can really analyze this chart. You can apply all sorts of technical analysis towards this chart. They are all applicable. And well, basically we can see, what can we see here? Yes, so we went up. Now we are making this correction, and what can we do? Yes, we can apply the Fibonacci levels. For example, oh, not the fan, but Fibo levels. All right, and now we went up from 90 and all the way to 115 or close 116 to 116, and now the price is dropping. So there is a drop, and we are currently trading at 0.5 level. So the strongest one here would be here. So it's 38.2, and yeah, and it also, wow, magic. It also coincides with the 100 level, right? So the 100 level is of course a very interesting and very strong resistance point or support point, because it is a round number, and usually all round numbers, they act as very strong psychological levels of support or resistance. And probably it can really drop all the way to here, but we have another support level here. So this this chart is tradable, so you can trade this in FTT mode of trading. And well, basically it is pretty much more or less it is the Euro USD chart, but upside down, like totally upside down. So let me see, there is another question here. Make a deal now and we follow. Well, for that we have webinars on Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday. So basically the next days. And I will be trading this week. I will be trading on Wednesday with another strategy. And guys, basically every Wednesday and Friday you can join my trading sessions. Mostly conducted by me, and I demonstrate different kinds of strategies. Each week we have a two different strategies, because we want to show all the variety of possible strategies, and we want to demonstrate that you can actually use different strategies under different circumstances, and also that most of these trading strategies can be applied during different phases of the market. So like that. All right. So hi Thomas, I have issued with deposit. It's been 10 days and I contacted customer support, still not solved. Can please? Yes. Okay. So Akpak, please write down your account number and I will help you, and I will ask someone to contact you to make sure that your deposit finally arrives on the platform. Now, guys, shall we start with some technical analysis? I think so. Yes, let's do some technical analysis here. So, some of the trading ideas, right? So, the Euro USD, right? So, Euro USD is still trading in uptrend after this huge downtrend. And why don't we use the FIBO levels again, right? So we can see the nearest support and resistance levels. Now, what I usually do with the FIBO, I connect, so we have a clear, easily observable, a tendency or a trend that can easily be located on the chart. So we find the beginning of it, and we also find the bottom of it, the minimum one. And then we extend it into the future, and voila. So basically on this FIBO grid or the FIBO levels, we can see that we have almost approached the 50 correction level, and it's the second strongest level of the Fibonacci sequence or retracement. The strongest one is this 0.61.8, and here we have come close to the 0.5 level. And from here, well, I already have a few trades opened on the Euro USD chart. Here, I already have them. And I'm really expecting this asset to drop. That's my, I have pretty big exposure, and I was expecting a real drop after this false breakout. And then there was the second false breakout. But it's probably one of those cases when the chart is a little bit too strong and the chart just keeps pushing north. So the chart keeps pushing north, yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, so finally this we can also, yeah, finally this thing works correct. So we can, okay, I want to tell you about one feature of our platform, which is very convenient. It basically gives you some understanding how much money you will be making, so here, as you can see, if the price drops here, you're gonna make plus 189%. So of course it's some approximate numbers, so plus 556. But you can also see pretty much approximately how much money you're gonna be making here. Very convenient. So okay, so I'm writing down your account number to check, and I will check it after the webinar, and I will ask someone to contact you from customer support or from the VIP department, and we will find your deposit. Now, guys, another technical picture or situation here is the pound. So once again, the pound has really reached this multiple level, and we can see that there really is a very strong resistance level here, the same as on the euro against the pound. So I can open one more trade here. Actually want to open two trades. Basically, yes, I'm really increasing my exposure here, but I'm really sure I'm gonna have this quite a rare opportunity when we have such a strong level of resistance and we have so much downside potential. So my stop loss is relatively short. It's just above this line, and at the same time my profit potential is really good because the price can drop all the way to here. So I'm risking half a figure, so 0.5, and I can potentially win so 2.5 or 3 points of movement. So the price can easily drop all the way to here to the 1.21 level. Now what is going to be our next chart for analysis? So let's talk about Tesla a little bit. So Tesla, Tesla, that was of course not a drop, but that was this what's it called, split, so stock split. And now Tesla posted very good positive earnings reports on Wednesday after market close, and you can see how it went from 143 to 178, so close to 20% increase in just under 2 days. And these 2 days, well, yeah, so pretty significant increase, and now we are trading 20% higher than at the beginning of last week, or probably even further high. And yeah, I think this stock has more upside potential and can easily go even like probably even higher towards the 200 level. Now, there was also a conversation today with a colleague of mine, and this person asked me a very interesting question about Facebook, about Meta, and I think that even at 151, and there is an upcoming earnings report, I think towards the end of this week on Thursday, I think, and Meta, I think, or so basically Facebook, is still a very good buy idea, and it can easily go towards $200 at least, and I expect probably 250. So what's the story about Meta? And when we look at the chart on 7-day time frame, we can see that in late 2021, in September 2021, the stock was priced at $380, and then over the next 12 months we saw a continuous drop, and the stock dropped all the way to $89. That was the lowest one, or like 87, right? So at this point Facebook was so much like it dropped so much of its value so fast, and basically you also have to like look at this from the fundamental analysis point of view. And what would fundamental analysis tell us? Well, it would tell us that, hey, the company like technically lost a 75% of its value, of its market cap, but what is really behind the company? Is the company really going bankrupt? Yes, Mark Zuckerberg probably made the mistake, or I don't know, maybe it was like poor management of the metaverse project, which is probably just still in the beginning stages, and it probably has a lot of further potential for growth later on. But as of now, yes, it dropped, but has the company like lost much? No, the company, in fact, the company still owns Facebook, the company still owns WhatsApp, Instagram, and many other services, and the company really generates a lot of profits. And yes, the company experienced drop, but it's still the company that that now is still worth and yeah, like now the company, it's the same company, but now it's priced, like at this point it was priced at, well, close to $200 billion. That's a drop from probably $800 billion. So that was the same company. It's like you go to a supermarket and you have this huge sale, and the product that still has most of its features slightly depreciated, slightly lost some of its features, but still that's the main product. And well, basically then you go and you can buy it. Instead of paying $400, you can now pay $100. That's a huge bargain, and many investors who looked further than the technical analysis, but they looked into the fundamental side of things, and they realized, wow, I have this huge offer. Like I cannot just pass by this offer. And yeah, they invested, and so yeah, like I said, the company is probably still worth like 200 or 250, and can actually go up because the income is here. Yes, we can go to statements, and we can see that, for example, yeah, like has annual revenue decreased? Well, no, the revenue is still going up. What about our operating income? Yes, maybe it's not as big as it was last year, but still it's 35. It's like, say, it's what, like 25% less, but the company's stock was trading at 75% below that, and that's a huge bargain. And so yeah, net income was lower, like 25% lower, but the company's stock was trading at 75% lower. So you see, like doing basic methods, that's 50% discount. And now price per earnings. Okay, so maybe that's a little difficult term. I will not really go into that, but basically it greens, it means a buy. Yeah, to put it simple. And the company profitable, makes 120, like $118 billion in sales, and its income is $29 billion. So huge. So yeah, that's my rant about Meta, and I think this company is worth your attention and can easily go up a lot. Can you open live trade on FTT? Yes, of course I can. But guys, I really invite you to our webinars on India channel tomorrow at around the same time. So just type in OLYMP TRADE India in YouTube, and also my webinar will takes place every Wednesday and every Friday, where I, like, the only thing that I do for 40 minutes is I open live trades, right? And I don't really do anything else. So and I use different strategies, so basically different forms of analysis you can. Now different forms of strategies and analysis, and you can copy all those trades. Now this week, tomorrow, we have a few interesting companies that so it's a company called Pfizer that will post their earnings report tomorrow, and a company called IMD, so chip manufacturer from the United States. Also probably has quite a lot of upside potential, and yeah, like basically it's probably the same company, but now priced with a 50% discount comparing to that while they were trading at here. Hi Amar, how are you doing? Do you have any questions maybe regarding trading? Guys, well, I don't really speak Arabic, so I cannot really understand what you write here, except I can use Google Translate. I want a translation Arabic. Guys, perfect. Tomorrow, just type in OLYMP TRADE Arabic in YouTube, and you will find you're gonna find our YouTube channel. And tomorrow, our trader Amir will do a live trading session. So yes, basically we do webinars in Arabic, Hindi, English, Vietnamese, Spanish every Tuesday and Thursday, and also next week we are going to start our Portuguese webinars as well. So Yeah, so let's continue. So yeah, Arabic tomorrow in Arabic language. And okay, so what was the other one? Yes, thank you. No, I don't have any problem. I always make profit with my own strategy. Yes, that's right. So guys, you can actually, of course, use your own strategy. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And the point of our webinars is to basically demonstrate to you that there can be different ways of analysis, different ways of conducting analysis, different way of, well, basically making profits and of analyzing charts. So it's all about just different like variety and applying different techniques. Now let's move on to the oil market, and we have something really interesting. So I look at this information here at US crude oil in the strategic petroleum reserves, and we have a real interesting situation, quite peculiar situation. For the last 3 weeks since the 1st of January, this number has remained still. This number has not dropped. So the data. So basically, it means that no, not a single barrel probably has been used from the strategic petroleum reserves in the United States, and this is a huge support for like for the oil market. It means that the demand has not will not increase in the future. And yeah, as of now, it's 371 million. And now, in very soon, we are going to see whether the United States government has decided to or started replenishing those strategic petroleum reserves. So as of now, we can see that the oil prices have stabilized around this 85, so 70, 80 to 85 range, and probably from this rally from $20 up to 130, and now we have dropped to 85. And I don't know, well, to me it all seems like a continuation of an uptrend. I'm pretty sure that there will be another growth wave. Yes, but in order for the price to really go up, it needs to break above this resistance level, which is probably somewhere around, which is situated around the $90 somewhere. And yeah, so before it can break above that, yeah, nothing's gonna happen. Now, can you give me your email? Well, guys, you have customer support, so you can always contact customer support, and they will get you in touch with your personal financial analyst. And yeah, we have financial analysts speaking different languages, so probably we have 10 or 12 different languages. So you can get help in your native language, which is oftentimes very important because you can get help from them. Now, that was Meta, and yeah, like I said, AMD will post their earnings report tomorrow after market close, January 31st. Let's look at Apple. So probably some of the biggest companies, Apple. So this week on is going to be Friday or Thursday. So this is going to be Thursday. So yeah, usually Thursday is the day of week when the most profitable companies they post their earnings reports. Facebook and what about Google? Yeah, right. The top largest companies in the world or in the United States. So yes, Google will post their earnings report the same day. And what about Microsoft? Okay, so Microsoft has already posted reports. I didn't pay attention to that. on the 24th, so somewhere here, and probably those reports were positive. Guys, do you have any questions regarding anything, regarding any stocks, assets, or anything? I would be very interested to hear that. Now, what else is going on in the world? Now, one thing that I want to mention to you is something very interesting. So we have this, some interesting stories from the market, right? So USD GBP, or USD EGP. So the United States dollar against the Egyptian pound, and we can see that. So this drop started in like around how many, like 9 months ago, and in the 9 months period, the Egyptian pound has lost 50% of its value, and it dropped by from 15 Egyptian pounds per $1, it dropped all the way to 30. So that's a huge drop. It basically means that the Egyptian economy has lost 50% of its value and all of its products, and I can only imagine what kind of inflation levels are there in Egypt. Probably they're just enormous and tremendous. So that is, of course, not a good thing for the Egypt. We don't really have this asset available for trading because the exchange rate of the pound against the United States dollar is defined by the Central Bank of Egypt, and you cannot really make any trades. But it's, of course, an illustration maybe for the clients for Egyptian people, for those people who live in Egypt, that of course, and probably like in many economies in like almost all over the world, it makes sense to store, like if you have some like some savings, it is of course makes more sense to store them in different currencies, not just in your local currency, but also in some part of it in euro, some part in United States dollar, and also maybe in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now, yes, it's once again a similar story to it's a similar story to the pound, to Facebook, to the Facebook stock. So from 70,000 down to 15,000. So it dropped, but what about the technology? The technology is there, the blockchain is there, and almost all the miners are there. So basically, you are on a, like this garage sale, and you can find those rare gems, and you also you also need to look a little bit behind, a little bit beyond, and to see that basically the company or the product is still there. So the main product is there, the technology is there, but now you don't need to pay $60,000 for it. You can only pay like 16,000. So basically, I was telling you guys about this accumulation phase like here from like June, like basically June and all the way through like January, and now we are trading here. So nice. And January here. So and I think this asset still holds a lot of potential to at least go to 40,000. Can easily go. Has a lot of upside potential, I think. Now, guys, I have too much loss in the month, says J Trader. Guys, we all face losses, and losses are an inevitable part of trading. But what's more important is how you treat your losses, how you actually work with your losses. Because working with losses can be like two traders can have a different approach to losses. One person can be just upset about this, and the other person makes some sort of get some conclusions, some ideas from this. So it's very important to see what kind of lessons you can really get from those losses. And basically, you probably had positive times during that month and also negative, like profits and losses. So how do you make your profits bigger, and how can you cut your losses short? So that is the main question. Now, guys, I think that's more or less enough for today. Enough of market information. The main point of my speech today is like also I want to invite you all to our trading sessions, which will take place tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So basically, we have 4 days full of trading, and so yeah, guys, I invite you to that. So once again, thank you very much for your attention. It's been a pleasure, doing this trading session for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something from it. And I hope to see you on Wednesday. And I also hope that tomorrow you will also join some of our trading sessions held by my colleagues. Thank you very much. My name is Thomas, and I will see you very, very soon. So good luck in trading and have a wonderful trading week. Bye bye, guys.